Fair warning, this particular episode may tick you off. It may make you send me messages saying, "How dare you?" Okay, great. Great, because what I want to talk to you today is about righteous indignation and what a waste of time it is. And we'll do that next in this episode of the VO Heroes podcast. So, my buddy Michael Kostroff, who does Audition Psych 101, if you haven't taken it yet, go to auditionpsych101.com and check it out because it's amazing. He does a monthly meetup with all of his students and people in his circle, and one of the things that came up today was this notion, and I went off on a rant about this notion of how we deny our decisions and become righteously indignant about our business. Let me explain. Nobody's forcing you to be a voice talent. Nobody's forcing you to be an actor. Nobody's forcing you to be a writer. Nobody's forcing you to be an audiobook narrator. All of these things are choices. And you choose to participate in a world that is nuts. It's weird. The rules that apply to typical blue-collar and white-collar jobs don't apply to what we do. The decisions that are made capriciously. They're made randomly. They're made by people that we have no control over. We could do great work and not even be seen or heard for something else. We could submit a great manuscript and never be reviewed. And I've seen this happen over and over and over again over the last few years about being paid for auditions, and even the rules that the union, SAG-AFTRA here in the United States, has put in place about notice. You have to be notified 48 hours in advance. People yelling about, well, they never look at the whole reel that I send in, the whole demo, the whole audition that I've worked so hard for. You know, I'm sure writers will think, oh, they didn't even read my entire spec script. They didn't read my section that I sent in, my sample. You know, yeah, that's right. And then you have the balls to be upset about that. This isn't new. These rules were not unknown to you, and especially if you're yelling about it, you know that these rules exist. You chose to be in this business. And with that choice comes pluses and minuses, which, by the way, aren't always pluses and minuses. They can be the opposite. You know, if you get a script at the last minute, a rewrite at the last minute, and you're able to use your perfection, your loveliness as an artist, as an actor, to learn that rewrite and nail it and get it done, or cold reading something, that's a plus, not a minus. You know, I've got so many thoughts going on in my head. We don't have the privilege of yelling about something that we already agreed to. We can't. We just can't. First of all, nothing's going to change. Productions are always going to have things that pop up, last-minute changes, schedules that get moved around because of something that has nothing to do with actors or directors or writers. It could be, you know, the location falls through. It could be the makeup artist that's needed for the horror film isn't available that day, or gets sick, or something happens. All of these moving parts can grind their gears and cause there to be an issue. And as performers, we signed up for being adaptive, for being creative, for being flexible, not bitching and moaning and decrying our fate and raising our fists to the heavens. It doesn't help. It's selfish. It doesn't matter. Listen, casting directors are going to, in the world of on camera, casting directors are going to get thousands of submissions from agents and actors directly for 5 or 10 available parts. Can't see everybody, can't see thousands of people. And the ones that they do see, if they start playing your audition, your self-taped audition, and they get 5 seconds, 10 seconds in, and they realize you're just not right for the part. You're a great actor, but you're not right for this part. They're going to stop. They got other things to do, and they're going to go watch somebody else's tape. You can't say, okay, I understand. I want to be an actor. I want to be a voice talent. I want to be a writer. And then say, but I'm not willing to accept the business that exists in terms of how to do auditions, how callbacks work, how pins work. Listen, I was pinned for a commercial early last year that was supposed to shoot in Mexico. Do you know when they unpinned me? The morning I was supposed to fly to Mexico. That's how the business works. And you can't waste your time and your energy and your mental health on yelling about these things. You know, imagine how many publishers, those of you that are writers, imagine how many publishers, how many submissions publishers get every day via email, via Dropbox, via the mail itself, because there are some writers who insist on sending things physically. Think about this. Just think about this. And the next time you feel righteously indignant about some sort of disrespect that was shown to you, I'm not talking about overt disrespect. I'm not talking about somebody insulting you. I'm not talking about somebody mistreating you. I'm talking about you deciding that how the industry works is an insult or a mistreatment. The way things actually are and how other people within this collaborative industry that we're in works, that somehow that's a personal slight. It's not. It's not. And when I see, especially when I see on-camera actors jumping on social media and screaming about what they consider to be an injustice, and it's not. It's simply not. Yes, in this case, I'm absolutely denying your feelings. You are out of your mind. Go find something else to do. And let the rest of us continue with our agreement to be in an industry, in a world that just simply doesn't make sense sometimes. And allow us also to display how good we are at being resilient and being adaptive and adjusting to last-minute changes. And that's all I have to say about that. And if you got a problem with it, or if you agree with it, hit me with a comment below. Be respectful, but let me know what you think. Let me know what you think. Hit the like button if this makes sense to you, if you like what you heard. Maybe if you didn't like what you heard. I wish there was a dislike button. Who knows? Maybe people just don't like this stuff. You can subscribe to the channel. You can hit the notification bell if you want to be notified when new episodes come out. Share this with an actor who's righteously indignant. See what they say. I'm David H. Lawrence, 17th. I thank you so much for watching and for listening. And thank you, Michael Kostroff, again, for being such a gem. I will see you in the next episode of the VO Heroes podcast.